Hi everyone, I'm Emilian, and this is my research paper perspectives on Ling Ma's novel Severance. I'm calling it Continuity at the End of the War, Routine, Memory, and Survival in Severance. I will give a quick overview of the novel, my three subclaims, and how I'm using an article by Inco Peters as my secondary source. The question I'm asking in my paper is how does severance represent survival through routines and memory rather than a total break with the past? My working thesis is about severance critiques corporate routines and Bob's control. It's just that the survival comes from careful chosen continuities, the habits and the relationships characters hold on to, and the small decisions, rather than from a dramatic utopian clean break with the past. Very briefly, Severance follows Candy's chain in a dual timeline, pre-end New York and post-end road trip with Bob's survivor group. The pandemic and fever don't turn people into zombies. Instead, it makes them repeat everyday routines on a loop. Candice works at a company that produces Bibles and runs On My Ghost blog. Bob's group eventually occupies an abandoned Deer Ox Mall. He calls the facility where he gives everyone rules and roles. My first subclaim is the novel shows routines as both dangerous and necessary. Shin fever is described as a disease of remembering, and we see that clearly in the Gover House scene, where a whole family is stuck in an endless dinner loop. Their routines have literally taken over their bodies. At the same time, Candace's office routines, communicating answering emails, producing Bibles, and her Bible sales expo dream show how habits can trap. But the novel also suggests routines give people structure and meaning. My second subclaim looks at Bob, who tries to enforce a clean break with the past. When he gives Candice her old iPhone back, he has already broken it and called it just a symbol of who she used to be. She's literally cutting her off from past. At the mall, Bob sets abstract rules, assigns people to stores, and calls it protection. He even justified killing Ashley and Merce once she becomes favored. His ideological plan for a fresh start ends up controlling and violent, not freezing. My third subclaim is about Candace's small acts of continuity. Instead of immediately feeling New York, she stays and keeps documenting the city through her blog, Oh My Ghost. That's a kind of continuity. She's holding on to her role as a witness. She also decides to keep her pregnancy and imagines a future child, even when everything around her is collapsing. In the end, she quietly escaped the mall with a key and a car, driving to Chicago. These are small acts, but taken together, they show a different model of survival, selective continuity. She keeps certain routines and relationships, but on her own terms, instead of letting either Spectra or Bob define them. My secondary source is Peter's article called No Magic in Being Lost, Conservative Sentiment in Ling Ma's Severance. Peters argues the novel shows conservative disposition in Oxide sense, valuing the familiar, slow change, and existing practice instead of sudden utopian transformations. I use his framework for understanding Candice's choices. His article helped me see how these small practical decisions over a third option between being stuck in mindless routines and following Bob's extreme plan to erase the past. Finally, this argument matters for three reasons. A lot of post-apocalyptic stories are about wiping the slate clean and starting over. Severance is more skeptical of the fantasy. It asks what we'd actually do with our routines, our jobs, and our relationships if the world ended tomorrow. Second, it speaks to our relationship to routine, work, technology, and daily habits. Thirdly, it suggests that in real crises, survival may depend on careful, ethical continuity, not just throwing everything away and totally reinventing. And here's my work cited, and I will end with a quick meme, which is basically Candice at Spectra, still answering emails while everything is on fire. That's a plan for my research paper. Thanks for watching and listening.